You friended Stuart on Facebook.
Oh, I thought you didn't like Facebook anymore.
Yeah, don't be silly. I'm a fan of anything that tries to replace actual human contact.
Please. You're looking at Facebook to find out how their date went.
Really? You think I care if a man shared a pumpkin latte with a dynamite lady?
Chuck Lorre, known for creating iconic sitcoms like The Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men, reflects on his lesser recognized but deeply personal work, The Kominsky Method. Premiering in 2018, the Netflix comedy marked a departure from his usual style, focusing on aging and human experiences without the need for consultants, unlike his science-heavy shows. Lorre found the show particularly relatable, as it delved into real-life topics of aging, physical changes, and relationships. The Kominsky Method also marked Lorre's shift to single-camera production, allowing him creative freedom and a fresh approach that wouldn't have been possible on network TV. Chuck Lorre, I don't have to make this stuff up on his best work that deserves more recognition than The Big Bang Theory. Throughout his long-standing career, Chuck Lorre has created several hit shows, with The Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men being his most popular work. However, the creator, also known as the king of sitcoms, has a legacy that extends beyond these iconic series, with distinctive and successful shows such as The Kominsky Method. Premiered in 2018, the series marked a departure from much of Lorre's previous work. It stood out both in terms of concept and his approach to production. Despite the shift, Lorre has expressed that the show felt particularly personal to him. The Kominsky Method felt more personal to Chuck Lorre than his other shows. Chuck Lorre took a different approach to his work while creating the Netflix comedy, The Kominsky Method. Starring Oscar winners Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin, the show centers on Sandy Kominsky, an actor-turned-acting coach. The showrunner has shared that it addressed often overlooked topics such as the experience of aging, physical changes, relationships, and feeling disconnected from modern culture. Talking about the series in an interview with the New York Times, Lorre said, "What I was interested in exploring was just the minutiae of getting older. There's not a lot of plot in that, that's just life. That's just human entropy." And the showrunner also suggested that the Kominsky Method felt a lot more relatable to him than his other shows. He explained, "I don't have to make this stuff up. On The Big Bang Theory we would be regularly talking to our astrophysicist consultant David Salzberg at UCLA to make sure we got the math right or the science right. I didn't need to have a consultant on this one." Premiering in 2018, the comedy series ran for 3 seasons and gained widespread recognition, earning 2 Golden Globes wins and 7 Primetime Emmy nominations, including for Outstanding Comedy Series. Chuck Lorre took a unique approach to the Kominsky Method during his conversation with the New York Times. Chuck Lorre also reflected on adopting a new approach to production for the Netflix show. While Lorre is renowned for his work on multi-camera shows, The Kominsky Method is a single-camera series, similar to the Big Bang Theory spin-off Young Sheldon. Lorre has admitted he was a nervous wreck when working on his first single-camera show. "It's an entirely different animal, and the working process is very different. It's much slower," he told Deadline, talking about his experience working on Young Sheldon. However, things were a lot more distinct for the Netflix comedy series, as it was also his first non-network show. Reflecting on the shift in approach, Lorre said, "Would this have been possible on a major broadcast network? I don't know." He continued, "I really never thought of it that way. I wanted from the beginning to have an opportunity to work in a different environment with a different palette. So I could learn." Lorre acknowledged that the transition to this new format was a steep learning curve for him. "I had a steep learning curve because I had been doing the studio audience for a camera approach for decades," he explained. Additionally, Lorre has also shared that in the Kominsky Method, he had the freedom to just write and chase the characters where it felt appropriate to go, as per NPR, which allowed him to trust his instinct and pursue the direction that felt right, rather than being confined by traditional comedy constraints.